We're going to do a little bit more difficult modeling here for our second puzzle cube part. You'll notice that this puzzle cube is made out of 5 cubes again, and the part has an overall width of 2.25 inches, overall depth of 1.5 inches, and overall height here of 1.5 inches as well. To make this part, I'm going to go ahead and think of it in the least number of extrusions. So I'm going to look at the back view here. I'm going to look and see this L shape. I'm going to draw that in my XY plane. I'm going to extrude it forward, and then after I extrude it forward, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this cube on the front. So let's go to our part file, which is an IPT. I'm going to create a 2D sketch, and I'm going to use the right mouse button. You'll notice that when you're not sure what to do, if you do the right mouse button, oftentimes it has your features that you'd like. So I'll do a new sketch. Again, I want to choose the XY plane. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw that L. Now I would argue that a 2-point rectangle will be the fastest and most efficient way to make this. However, we have not learned the line tool yet, and so I'll teach you the line tool in this method. So choose the line tool and we'll start on our origin. We'll click and we'll go upward. Now I'm not going to go directly upward just to show you what happens. I'm going to type in 0.75 and I'm going to hit tab. Now you'll notice that I have a 0.75 inch line, and if you've taken geometry, it's kind of like a construction. I can choose anywhere on this circle with a radius of 0.75 inches. I obviously want 90 degrees. You'll notice when you go to click 90 degrees that there's a vertical constraint. That's a geometric constraint that's being done, and that will keep your line vertical. I click. Now I want to go directly to the right, and I want to keep doing this L, and so it goes 1.5 to the right. So I'm going to type 1.5 and hit tab. Now again, you notice that you have your line can make anywhere on the 1.5 distance for that circle. So I want it to be 90 degrees, and when I am at 90 degrees, you'll notice that there are geometric constraints telling me that this is perpendicular to the line I just drew. That's good. Zoom out a little, drag to the corner, and I want to go another 0.75 inches up. 0.75, hit tab, and wait until I go vertical. When I get the vertical or parallel constraint here, I continue, so on and so forth, until you've closed your figure using a succession of 90-degree angles, and coming back down to the axis here, and then closing my L shape. Now I can go to an isometric view to see that L shape more clearly. I can hit E for extrude. When I extrude it, I know that I want to go 0.75 inches, but what I'm going to do is make a mistake and make it go 1 inch instead forward. The reason I'm doing this is to show you how you can edit errors later on. So I'm going to do a 1-inch extrusion. Now if we go back to our blue part, you'll notice that I have this L in the back done, and I need to add this cube to the front. To add the cube to the front, I need to have an open profile. I have no open sketches or no open profiles, so I'll right-click on this face and draw a new sketch. Now the square that I need to draw needs to come from this point or this bottom point, either would work. So I'll go here and I have a width of 0.75 inches, tab, and then for the height, instead of typing in 0.75, I'll simply make it coincident on this line, another geometric constraint. I'll go to an ISO view and I'll hit E for extrude. I could select either this L shape or this square. Of course I want to select this square. I want to do a join extrusion as well. You'll notice in the browser, in the Windows, in the feature box, it's join is the default. I do not want to cut like I did in the last one, but I want to join. I want to make this 0.75 inches. I've now completed it, but when I look, I might be able to recognize that this looks like it's 1.5 inches, or even larger than the 0.75. And so I look back and I say, well, what error did I make? One thing I can do is, in my browser, I can expand my extrusions. And I can look at the sketches that were consumed or used to make those extrusions. Looking at the dimensions, I realize that my L is fine. I realize that the distance there is also okay. So I know that this extrusion was made to the wrong distance. I can right-click on the extrusion in my browser and choose to edit the feature. In editing the feature, I see that it was a 1-inch extrusion that needed to be 0.75 inches. I hit OK, and you'll notice the consumed features, or the other features that were dependent, stayed the same. Next, you could change your part to blue, and you could save it appropriately, and you would be done modeling this part.